Yo, baby.
Plata o plomo.
Ooh. We're starting off with that cartel vibe. Let's go. That get money vibe. Get money either way, you know? The legal way or the, regardless, baby. Regardless.
I'ma call him my loco, he got an extension like I got a moco. I stay book a flick and I leave it so rojo. Get hit with the glitch and hollow just be flying, get hit like Rick. I'm all on that coco and rolling no sticky. You acting by what, so gon' get your head missed. Put my foot in this polo if he try to diss me. I cut off his ears if he not list. I'm a real Mexicano, got the Glock hot like a blindo. Hit him up with the 90, we think that I was Rondo. Hit a drive-by in the Bronco, me and my vatos take him out pronto.
Okay.
We took his head off in broad day. The choice was this, he took the hard away. He got a fee and got charged today. Push up to his homie script and took his dog away. With that cutter, I ate like la muerte. Me respetan porque se lo jefe. When I walk in the trap, I'm a blessing. You say you gangsta, well, I'm about to test it. My little bro on me, yo, he gon' slide. Up that cutter and knock off his eyes. I'm the angel of death, fuck around, take his life. El the quacha, yeah, you know
Hey.
I'm a ride. I be gang bang, pistol playing, drugs
Okay.
slanging till the day that I die. All by respect, I'ma die by mine. Put a shot into his body and after that, the real hardest is like, they know I'm dripping for soap, and they know I'm creeping for soap. Peso, ain't got nothing on me. When I push up, I'm singing this boat. I love my chopper and she love me. Still got my throwaway from 2018. My pistol bad and bougie. She giving out cooties and she stay smoking like Louis. I love my chopper and she love me. Still got my throwaway from 2018. My pistol bad and bougie. She giving out cooties and she stay smoking like Louis. I'ma call her my logo. He got an extension like I got a moco. I stay book a flick and I leave it so wrong.
Yo, this motherfucker snapping way. Bro, that's that Mexican OT? Is that what it is? That Mexican OT, bro. I don't know what the OT stands for. Overtime. Oh shit, bro. You working overtime, bro. I've been seeing a lot of this fool, bro. I've been seeing a lot of them lately. I gotta admit, we did put one of his songs as a Flamer Laneway. Yeah. I think you put me onto him. But after that, bro, I just been checking in on his music, bro. And that motherfucker's hard, bro. He can, not only can he rap, bro, but the visuals and the vibe that he's bringing, that energy way. And the energy, like everything you just mentioned right now, way. There's one thing that I hope people don't overlook, and I'm still trying to figure it out, right? Like the way he markets himself, way. You know what I mean? Like, he releases these songs, way, but he doesn't just drop them. He like releases like a clip, gets people like get that anticipation, and it says drop it and this and what date, but that song anticipation builds up, bro. Mm-hmm. And when he drops it, boom, he gets all them views, he gets all that everything popping, right? I don't know if a lot of people are doing it that way, but for some reason I can really see that it's working for him, bro. Like I've seen big rappers in his comments, bro. I seen fucking what's the dude with the feather in his hair? Starts with a G. Kevin Gates. Which I'm glad you mentioned that, because Kevin Gates is in his comments, but a lot of people say that the Mexican OT is like the Mexican version of Kevin Gates, Yeah. And we've talked about it before. We trying to. I mean, I guess it's understandable that we'd like to compare people to, especially when you want to explain it to somebody new, like, yo, bro, that motherfucker's dope. He kind of sounds like this motherfucker. Mm-hmm. If you fuck with that, but it's like it's getting to the point. It's like, why is Mexicans always getting compared to a black rapper, bro? You know what I mean? Yeah. You never hear a black rapper being like, yo, man, that motherfucker's dope, bro. He reminds me like of a fucking like Kid Frost or like SPM or something like that. Like yo, that black rapper's dope, bro. He reminds me of King Lil G, bro. Like you're never gonna hear it that other way around, bro.
Yo, would they take that shit as a compliment though? Like, damn, bro, you sound like one of the Mexican rappers. Like, man, get the fuck out of here, Like I remember, you remember when Adrian Bronner tried to rap?
Yeah, he was whack.
Well, a lot of people in his comments, they said, man, you sound like a Mexican rapper. Like,
oh, damn. Why they do us like that, man?
But they tripping with, because he was whack.
Yeah, he was whack. But that's what I'm saying, bro. It's like, I know in a way it's just to kind of give people an idea of like, all right, just so you can kind of know how he sounds. Yeah. He's dope, he's dope like that. But in a way, bro, it's like we gotta stop comparing ourselves so much, because it's like, yo, you're dope, just you by what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like,
and I think he doesn't let that shit get to him. Way like that's why I like artists like that, bro. Like he's not the only one. Way there's other artists that it might get to you in a certain type of way, but they still move the way they move. You know what I mean? Some people will switch up and be like, oh, everybody's saying this or everybody's saying that. Like, nah, continue doing what you're doing because it's working. I personally thought he sounded a lot like the Baby.
Yeah, he does.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Am I doing the exact same thing you said I shouldn't be doing?
But I guess it's gonna be. We're like. I don't want.
I don't think it's wrong.
I don't want to be negative.
I really don't think it's wrong to be like, yo, dude sounds like so and so. But I don't really listen to Kevin Gates anymore, bro. I listen to his old shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't listen to the Baby. I know he has some dope shit with, but I don't know. It's just not my thing. Yeah. But I fuck with this Vato shit. You know what I mean? So he could sound like both of them dudes, but I like what he's bringing to the table, bro. Right. I don't really care who he sounds like. You're talking about shit that I fuck with. You know what I mean? I know it gets a little bit like hypocritical, you know what I mean? Because we be like, man, why are people talking about shooting and killings and drums and extendos?
Yo, like we said, bro, that's hard to even explain. There's motherfuckers that went to college and got like the best degrees and they're jamming narco corridos, bro. They're jamming. That's facts. We're jamming hip like rap, which talks about all that gangster shit, bro. So it's like it's one of them weird things, bro. That is like we just can't explain, but like 50 Cent said in one of his songs, bro.
America loves gangsters.
America loves gangster shit, bro.
And bro, so shout out to that Mexican OT, and shout out to all the Mexicans down there doing it, bro. I don't know if you caught the peso diss he did.
Yeah, he did this peso, bro. Which I'm kind of like, damn, bro. That's kind of crazy because you don't really see Texas rappers going at each other like that.
I just think it's the clout, bro. There was a minute in time where what was that other vato's name? YMT.
Oh yeah.
Lil Vert.
Lil Vent.
Lil Vert. Yo, we sound like some old heads.
Come on, old head.
Yo. But yeah, wait. It's clout way. Fucking Peso has the highest numbers out there, bro, in Texas. So I feel like they want to be noticed too, you know what I mean? And
right.
And in the rap game, maybe that is the move, bro. Maybe we can't be too mad at it, way. As long as motherfuckers don't start really beefing, way.
Yeah, that's facts, way. Like as long as it stays in the music,
Yeah.
But bro, I gotta admit, bro, every time I hear young artists like this, bro, doing their thing, bro, I get excited, bro, because like we've always said, we as big fans of hip hop, we as big fans of rap, but it's like we get more excited when we see our people definitely bringing something dope to the game, way, and bringing talent, way, because a lot of motherfuckers out there say Mexicans can't rap, bro, or this ain't for us, type of thing. But you got artists like this, and a few other artists that I'm not gonna take up no time and mention, but there's a lot of artists that we're following up with, that we know they're bringing dope shit to the game.
Yeah, but
it's like it's dope to see that, bro, and it's dope to see for them not to forget where they come from, when like
bro
still mention that Mexican shit, bro, because that's the type of shit that really that's the type of shit that gets us going, bro. Like
the Mexican flags in the videos, bro, talking about Migo this, Vato this, and all that shit. That homie even called himself a tacuache in there, bro.
Yeah, he did. So he's up on the culture, bro, and that's dope, way, because we are so heavy in both sides, way. You know what I'm saying? Like we're so heavy in the Mexican culture, but también we're also heavy in the rap, hip hop culture, bro. And you put that shit together, bro, and it's like you make that shit dope, way. You make that shit hot, way. So and you gotta do it in a dope way, and you gotta be a talented, swagged out vato to be able to do some shit like that.
Yeah, bro. It's just the energy, bro. You can't fake energy, bro. And one thing I do notice about all these vatos, way, they making money, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard that clip of Method Man. I don't know. He had like an interview, and I'd seen a clip that they posted up. He said, I really don't know how these young rappers are making all that money, man, because these motherfuckers coming out with stacks and stacks of money. He's like, we wasn't seeing money like that. He's like, rappers out here on private jets, PJs, and boom, 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 boom. But
I mean, bro, you're talking about big rappers now.
No, even these vatos, way. I don't know if you've seen their videos.
I haven't.
I didn't say private. I didn't mean private jets on these dudes, but like the stacks of money when you do that move, way. Yeah. I see that move, and I'm like, man, that's some youngster shit, man. But then I'm like, I would kind of like to do that one time, you know? What I mean? Just for that one time.
We might be at that borderline, bro. We got to hurry up and get that type of money to be able to do that shit. Our time's running out to be able people let us slide on some shit like that, bro.
Yeah.
But
You're talking about our age, way? No mames, way.
Yeah, bro.
Come on, bro.
You can't be no, because we have shared. We is 36 now, so it's like can't be no 40-year-old, putting stacks on your arms and shit like that, bro. All right, man. But moving on, bro. We coming off of a important day this week. Monday was Martin Luther King. Is it birthday or day? It's Martin Luther King Day, right?
I think it's day. Yeah.
And so that's dope, way. Some people get the day off of work, bro. I don't. Did you?
Nah, way.
See, our companies are racist as fuck, way.
Yo, I didn't say that. This man said it,
Nah, bro, because
they're gonna play this recording in your HR meeting, way.
Damn, you know what? I take that shit back, bro. Yo, lazy, why you snitching, way? You giving motherfuckers ideas, way.
Yo.
But anyways, I had to work, bro. But there's people that work like, let's say if you work like for like the government,
Yeah. Federal shit, right?
Federal shit, yep. Like banks, the post office, all that type of bullshit, bro. I mean, not bullshit. Those are respectable jobs, man.
Yep, they're gonna play that clip in HR también.
No disrespect to the mailman, I'm still waiting on that fucking my W-2 though. You know what I mean?
Struggling, fam.
Yo, man. A little more money in the bank account never hurts nobody, bro.
I'm waiting, man. I'm hurting.
Patiently waiting, bro. Don't you hate they use tactic nowadays, bro? Like how people send you like them like let's say it's like spam, but in emails. I mean, in real mail way. You know what I mean? These motherfuckers get creative way. They put the spam mail way in the shape of a fucking W-2 form way.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, bro. So it's like, that's what I'm saying. They try to trick you on some shit, bro.
Play your ass.
They're like, man, what? I'm like, what's this? Is this like a extra return I'm getting? But nah, bro. Some shit like sell us your house for 30% above price.
And around this time, way, it's also when specials come up, right? Según, and it's like, is it a special? Because I was not even like looking into your price 5 months ago. So who knows if these specials are even real, way? But they're like, they know tax returns here. You got some money. Come buy my shit. You know what I mean?
Motherfuckers get creative, way. Like,
yeah.
People do some shit like this now, bro. And this is when you know that they really just want that tax money. They don't even want you to put that shit in your bank account, way. Like, motherfuckers will straight up be like, bring your W-2s and we will do your taxes for you. And then use that as your down payment, bro. Like,
oh, damn.
These people, like, I mean, that's smart, way. Of course, that's smart. That's business smart, bro. Like let's say a dealership teams up with a tax company, a tax service company, and now they're both making business off of this. Hey, you do the taxes for them. The return, you put it to be, to come to us instead. And boom, they make money. Us, the consumers that are, seem to get, some of us still slip once in a while, bro. And you get back into that cycle of a, payment plan for sometimes shit we don't need, but that's how they get us, way. But
if you're in the market, or if you're like out there looking for what they're selling, it works out for everybody.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So sometimes the thing I see it is like, don't get trapped into these deals that might not be deals if you weren't already in the process of buying that. You know what I mean? So if you're already gonna buy a car and they throw this extra like incentives, like, yo, we'll do your taxes here while we're processing your car, and boom, boom, and you get everything done at one stop. It's like, yo, that's dope, because I wanted to buy this car anyways,
Yeah.
But
yeah. If you're definitely in the market, that like sometimes it's just perfect timing, way. Like,
yeah,
like I hate it when I'm like, let's say I'm in the need of like, let's say I gotta buy like a new TV or something like that, right? But it's like it's in June, way, and you're far from Black Friday, bro. I'm like, fuck, bro, I got no other option but to buy it now at full price, bro. But some shit like that, way. But
yeah.
Anyways, man, back to MLK Day, bro.
That's MLK Day, bro. That's one of the days I get jealous of, like not working for like the government or like a federal. So you know what I mean? Like,
kind of jealous of that every day.
I'm
bro.
like,
Them
you motherfuckers get like.
They get benefits.
President's Day off. They get, they get these days off. That
Veterans Day off, bro.
Yeah. We don't get none of that shit, bro.
I hate it when I pull up to the post office, bro. I use my lunch break to go to the post office to drop something off or pick something up. and they're fucking closed, bro. And I'm just like, fuck, it's a fucking holiday, bro.
Yeah.
But anyways, man,
Not for the Mexican.
not for the Mexicans, bro. But you know, obviously, man, MLK has done a lot for this country, bro. So it's dope that they.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those things, though, bro. Like the older we get and the more we learn, you start being very conflicted of like, damn, like now this is like a day, an American holiday, you could say, but like the American government, like they admitted that they were involved in the murder of fucking MLK, bro. So it's like, how fucked up is that shit, bro? It's
Yeah.
like we kill him and then we give him a day, and then 100 years from now, hopefully we can all forget that happened that way.
Well, did a black person kill him though? Did they use somebody to kill him?
I believe so.
You know what I mean? So isn't that even more fucked up? It's like he's fighting for black people and black rights, and then a black person kills him, being used by the government that we're fighting against to give you more rights. You know what I mean?
Like the mob, bro. The mob always, when they want to get you, they get the people that are easier accessible to you, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of like Malcolm X. He also got killed by black people, bro.
He got killed, by his old crew.
Yeah, so it's very conflicting, bro. It's like, yeah, it's dope. We to see a minority get a special day like that, but this is another thing, bro. Like when you got little kids, they start asking questions, like who is that, and why is he important or whatever. So my daughter didn't have school that day, bro, and then she goes to school with my nieces and my niece and my nephew. So and since they didn't have school, they came over and hang out. And my niece is a little older, so she already knows about MLK.
Oh, okay.
So she kind of she was gonna start talking to my daughter about it, and I was like, and I let them be, bro. I'm not gonna like interrupt, but I'm like, man, I hope.
Metiche you.
Nah, bro, because I was working, bro. So I was right
I'm
there.
just fucking with you.
But I'm just like, okay, let's see what the kids know about it, bro. And she just gave the basic thing, like, oh, it's a guy that honestly I forgot exactly how she explained it, but it was like nothing like too extreme, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then like the next day when my daughter came back from school, she was like, oh, Dad, we learned about MLK today, And then I was like, oh, really? Like, so what do you learn? Like, what did they teach you about him? And she was like, well, they just told us that he wanted everyone to be friends and everyone to get along. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's what he wanted to do. He wanted everybody to get along and have the same rights.
Yeah. And
then, then my daughter's 5 years old, bro. Like, when you tell them like rights, she's like, what do you mean rights? So I'm like, so I kind of break it down like in a way I'm like, rights is something that people are allowed to do. Like everyone should be allowed to live where they want to live, work where they want to work, do what they want to do. If they want to, stuff like that, bro. Mm-hmm. And she's like, oh, okay. And then she was like, Dad, did he die? And I was like, yeah, he's dead, man. He died. And then she's like, did somebody kill him? And I'm just like, I'm
not ready for this,
bro. I wasn't like, I'm not. Some of these things, I don't. You don't prepare for this way. This shit, you're handling this as it comes way. So then I'm like, yeah, I mean, he did get killed. And then she's like, did somebody shoot him?
Why is she breaking it down to every detail?
I'm just saying, bro.
Was he hit on the left side of the head?
He gets shot in the head. Nah, but she was like, did somebody shoot him? And I'm like, I look at my wife, bro. I look at my girl and I'm like, we give each other that look like, dang. Like, and then I tell my daughter, I'm like, yeah, he did get shot. And then she's like, why? Yeah. And I was just, and then I had to like I said, bro, like in a way that she could understand without still being like, because this world is evil and the white man, they didn't want blacks and Mexicans here. And, so I do not even want her to have that in her head yet, so I'm just like,
remember, they don't like us. All right. Just know that.
Right. So that like, there's no, like, I don't want her to have that type of shit in her head. So I'm just like, because there's very bad people that don't want other people to get along, like, and then I did. This is the first time I actually talked to my daughter about like race and color, bro. I'm like, there's people that don't want white kids and black kids and Mexican kids to all be friends. And then I was like, have you ever heard of people talking about other people as white kids or black kids? And she's all like, yeah. And I was like, okay. And then she's like, my teacher, she said that something about black kids and white kids. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, and us, mijita, we're Latinos, you know, we're Mexican. I'm like, but we're also Latinos, and you're Mexican American. And then she's like, okay, you know. And then I'm like, so what Martin Luther King did, he just wanted everyone to be able to go to whatever school they wanted and all that. Basically, like I said, the rights. And then she's like, oh, okay. And then she was like, so, and then again, she's like, so why? So they killed him because he was doing that. I'm like, yeah, you know, because there's bad people that just don't want that. Some people they don't want other groups of people to be friends, you know. So that's why that happened. So I explained to her like the basic safest form for a 5-year-old kid, bro. But obviously, as she gets older and she'll understand more without affecting her mind and her heart and all that.
Yeah.
Then I can be like, you know what, Mijita? There's people that actually don't like Mexicans, you know, and there's people that don't like black people, and they say these words to offend Mexicans, and they say these words to offend black people, and all that, you know, like then I can get a little more descriptive and kind of help her handle certain situations if something happens around her, you know. Mm-hmm. But it's like, it's crazy, bro, because like I know we in our 30s, bro, and we parents at like a good age, you know, like there's people that were parents in their 20s, way. So it even though like we're parents at an older age, you still don't know how to fully handle these scenarios, way. Like sometimes you're just like, because you think you got to think ahead, you know, and you got to think what can affect their minds and their hearts, way, because I don't want my daughter to walk around and be like, dang, like white people don't like us, like, or black people were like, you know, like, I don't even know if she's learned about slavery yet, you know? Mm-hmm. And then, like, to find out that white people did that to black people, bro, like, that's some pretty brutal shit, you know, for a 5-year-old to learn, right? So it's like, as she gets older, obviously she's going to get taught that at school. And then I'm going to also, you know, make sure that it's real, the teachings, because sometimes, you know, like we all know, schools like to protect what really happened so white people don't look as bad as they did, or as they do for doing what they did.
I think the protection comes from higher above, though, because it's the people that are making the textbooks, you know what I mean, or making the history books. They're probably got to go through a process where it gets passed by somebody. Like, all right, that's good. Yeah. But if it's something
like the Board of Education and shit.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, the higher above. Let's say the government doesn't want certain shit to look bad in the past, right? It's like, you could leave that part out. You know what I mean? It's like, you could, like, we hung 50 black people in one day. Let's just say there was hangings, you know what I mean?
Slaughter. There was a massacre.
Yeah.
What's a massacre like? You know, so they do try to, like, you know, trick us into something else, right? So
the word play, man.
Yeah. So, like, as she gets older and she learns more about this, obviously I'm gonna make sure that it's real, and I mean to what I know, and all that, you know. But it's like, I did tell her, I'm like, if you ever hear anything that you got questions on, like about being white or being black or being Latino, Latina, Mexican, if you got questions like that, then just ask me. You know, I'll tell you about it. I'll explain it. You know, like, don't ever like keep that to yourself so you can have doubts. And I always kind of want to keep like that open conversation with her. You know, to be like, any questions you have, just ask me. You know, like the other time I think we talked about it when she asked me what the F word was, right? And then I was like, nah, Mijita, you're not old enough to know what the F word is, because that goes way too deep. But but I do explain to her it's a bad word. Yeah. When you get a little older, I'll tell you what it means, right? But it's crazy, bro, because we're living in the age where we're like, only people that, like, I know some people have different experiences in life, way, like they've had the information that they had and at a young age, and that empowered them, or that still didn't hold them back or hold them down in any way. Mm-hmm. Like me, I can't say that was me, way. Like me knowing a lot of the racism that I went through, I know it held me back. Like
it affected us.
It affected us big time. So some people might hear that and be like, "What? Like, you let that shit get to you?" I'm a little ass kid. I have no choice but to be affected by the names I was being called, the categories they would put us in, because they would say we poor and we're cheap laborers and we're not smart type of shit.
So and it's just really trauma, bro. You know what I mean? And it's like it doesn't have to be physical trauma, but like mental trauma that affected us, bro. Yeah. Like, like when they say like if you drink coffee too young, it affects your growth, or there's things like that, right? Well, we dealt with so much traumatic mental situations with racism that I think it affected our growth mentally and growing in other spaces, bro, and having conversations. I see that to this day, bro. Like, I'm not like intimidated or I'm not like whatever, but I don't go sit down with like the supervisors and the president of the company, even though some people do. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm like, I don't know. It's just for some reason I just don't feel comfortable in those spaces, way.
Right.
And I just feel it's like, well, it's because of the shit that we went through when we were kids, way, that we would make sure we don't get in those scenarios, right? We would always like, oh no, I'm gonna skip that. Hey, we're gonna have this gathering. Nope, I'm gonna skip that. Everything we skip it. And now we're as adults, it's kind of like affecting us, right?
Yeah, no, that's facts, way. So that's why it's like I filter what I watch what I teach my kids at the age that they're at, bro, because I don't want them to be walking around and being like, oh, so they're better than us, or they think they're better than us, and they might get tricked into thinking like, yeah, I guess they are better than us, or this and that. Like, I don't want to, I don't want to do none of that. So I watch what I say, bro. So
it's very tricky, bro. You know what I mean? Listening to No Father No Problem last week, way, when they were talking about MLK and like racial situations también, way. Chanuk mentioned something really that is real, that a lot of people don't know the realness of it, way.
Oh shit.
It's like you have to teach your kid, because like I didn't know this, way, till like my sisters and you guys, like, and our bros, like the kids come home one day and they ask like, why are they dark, or why is their skin black? Like a lot of people don't know that this conversation is very important, because it's really put on the parent to what kind of energy you give to your child of what they're going to think of other people, right?
Yeah.
So that's something different. But another thing is that parents hold that it's very important is you have to tell them to treat everybody the same, equal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you can't treat somebody nicer just because, in history there were slaves and this and that, so you got to be extra nice to them. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, like, hey, you can have my cookies. Yeah, I'm not even gonna eat them. You know what I mean? and I'm just saying stuff like that way because to some people it really affects them, bro. Like to some people, they could be like, you can be mean to me because I didn't go through that, and I'm still gonna be nice to you because you've gone through so much stuff. You know what I mean?
Your people have gone through so much stuff.
Exactly. But check this out, way. Let me finish up the story, way, because this happened to me as an adult, way.
Oh damn.
Because there was this dumb ass chick, bro. She, like, everybody thought she was like the hottest thing ever, right? But she worked in my company, way. I found out she was a stripper too later on, bro.
Hey, you did your research, huh?
yo, let's not switch this up. Way.
So that doesn't just magically land on your lap.
Ay, pun intended. But check this out, way. Like, every time, like, she would want to talk to me, way. I'm at work, way. I'm not looking fly.
High player?
I'm not looking fly, bro. I just looking like I'm looking like a real man at work, way.
Man in a uniform?
I don't wear a uniform, way. But anyways, every time, like, cuando agarró confianza, way, and it's not that I gave her that confianza, bro, pero she'd be like, hola. It always starts like that, right? It's like little steps that they get and see how far they can get with you,
Yeah.
And me, every time they say hola, I'll be like, hey, what's up, kind of like me thinking I'm telling them like, hey,
I speak English.
I speak English and I prefer we speak English, you know what I mean? But no, way, it escalated to, other shit. I don't even remember how it all escalated, way, but it was a period of time until one time, like, our department, we had to finish something that had to go to quality, way. So she comes looking for us, like, God, you guys are taking like a long ass time. Like, what are you guys doing in there? You guys making burritos or something? yo, wait.
Bro, what the fuck?
This was like 5 years ago, right? So I'm like late 20s, early, or maybe just 30, whatever. Bro, I had to call her out with. That was like and these are always awkward situations. I don't know if a lot of raza or if a lot of Latinos have been put in this situation where you have to, like, we're still standing there, right? But you got to tell them, let me ask you, let's step to the side for a little bit. You know, you got to let them know this is a talk.
Yeah.
Yo, you know, all these like rate, like all these things that you're commenting on that has to do with because I'm Mexican. I was like, it's not cool, and it's starting to get out of hand. Like, what? Like all that burrito talk, that's just
all that burrito talk.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what I said, but I said some very high level shit, bro.
Oh, okay, yeah,
like leader, like a leader. I'm just
right. Gang leader.
There you go again with your stereotypes, right? But so she's like, oh, and she's giving me that like, I didn't know. I'm sorry.
She's like, oh, you're Panocha.
Anyways, wait.
Nah, I agree with you, lady.
But check this
you're
out.
handling it properly, bro.
And I'm at work, way. I'm a professional, way. Like I was the boss in that department, way. So I can't be like, yo, bitch, enough with all that racist shit, ho. Get your never. Anyways, wait. So then I thought that was done, right? Because it's not the first time that I have to like pull somebody to the side and have a conversation with them, way. But let's just finish it up with that way. We don't need to talk all my scenarios, but so she goes off, right? And I'm thinking, all right, we good. She gets it. We're adults, right? She comes back like, I forget when, way. Damn. And she says this like, hey, I'll say a real name. It's like, Lisa told me all the stuff that you guys have gone through. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, I didn't know that your people had gone through so much stuff, and it's like, now she felt like lastima for me, bro. Like now I'm pitied, you know what I mean? It's like, oh my God, I'm sorry. I would have never said these things if I knew what you guys have gone through. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what did they tell you?
that I'm wondering, like, what have we gone through? Like,
well, we've gone through a lot of racism, you know what I mean? And a lot of...
but I know what we've gone through, but how does Lisa know what we've gone through?
Another person that doesn't know shit about us, way.
Yeah.
So I didn't go looking for answers, way, but I'm just like, wow, now like it's like she was already kind of like a dumb blonde, right? You know what I mean?
Oh, lazy. Easy with that stereotype.
But I'm not saying it like in a negative way, like just because she's blonde, she's dumb, way. And she wasn't like dumb like in life. She was just dumb in that department of race for whatever reason.
Racial relations or
racism. She was just dumb to that. You know what I mean? She just didn't... ignorant. You know what I mean? Some people say ignorant. I don't know which one sounds worse. Whatever. Who cares?
Yeah.
But so you also have to be a person with common sense, way, and be like, I ain't gonna snap at you because you really just don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
But you do got to call people out. But after that, she never said stuff like that, way. But it was just weird after that. You know what I mean? I was like, damn, like we can bullshit as regular people, bro. But like all that burrito talk, bro, like, or all that shit, bro. I don't know if other people feel cool at their jobs. Like, we got listeners, way. I wonder if they're cool with somebody walking in like, hey, so how was the tacos last night? You know what I mean? Have some Coronas to go down with them. You know what I mean? It's like,
bro, yeah. I mean, I think everyone feels. I think a lot of Latinos deal with that, bro. I think, tell you the truth, bro. I think Latinos is like the main ones that people come at us with that, because it's not only white people, it's black people too. When it comes to like when they're dealing with Latinos, bro, they're like, oh man, I know you got some good Mexican food with some hot salsa, and I know you Mexicans be cooking some good shit. Like it's always like that. Like it's always about our food. It's always about this. But if you turn things around, it wouldn't sound so nice. Like if you come back to, let's say black people like, yo, man, I like this music, man. I know you gonna like it because I know you motherfuckers like to dance. Like that shit doesn't translate right. They'll be like, what the fuck you mean we like to dance, bro? Like, and if they said something, everyone else, like even Latinos, whites, and everything, like, of course, it was right of him to put you in your place for mentioning that, insulting him like that, But if a Latino's like, yo, what the fuck, bro? Like, yo, I know I'm Mexican, but that doesn't mean I eat super spicy food, bro. Yeah, people, the same people that would have took the black man's side on him standing up for himself, would stand up and tell us like, yo, man, relax, bro. He didn't even mean it that way.
It's not that serious, bro.
It's not that serious. Like, yo, we love your culture, okay? Like,
the people, they're amazing.
So it's like we got it. It's not easy, bro. It's not easy being Latino, bro, because you gotta be very smart about how you try to correct people, because you don't want to look like a bitch, bro.
Yeah.
You don't want to look like you too sensitive, but at the same time, you're realizing that they're not playing around with the brothers and the sisters like this. Yeah. So then you're like, why do you feel so comfortable to play with me like this? Yeah. But there's no way you would have said something like this to a black person.
Yeah. And I think that's what a lot of people miss out. You know what I mean? When they're like, oh man, y'all soft, man. You guys can't take no jokes, man. We are over aware. You know what I mean? I don't know if there's people out there that understand when I say that we are over aware. Like, I'm aware of how you treat me. And if you treat the guy next to me the same, I'm going to be like, cool, he's just like that. That's what he does. But I'm also aware if you treat me a certain way and you treat that dude different, I'll be like, yo, I wonder why when he talks to him, he treats him this way. And when he talks to me, he treats me that way. Or for a different example that just came to mind is like, how come when we're having a conversation and it's three of us, you're only looking at him and you never look at me? You know
the brown opinion don't matter.
Something, you know what I mean? And it just doesn't even have to be brown and black and everything. That I'm so aware of all that shit, bro, that some people might not be aware of, and most people might be. Is like when you're talking to me, I mean, when you're talking to us in a group and you look at this guy, and you skip me and go back to looking at this guy, and then you're like, well, what the fuck's up with this guy? Like, it could be a bunch of scenarios. Like, you don't respect me, you don't like me because I'm this, you don't like me because I'm that. But I'm aware of everything, bro. I am very aware of how people treat me, and I always I hold that information on how I move next. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm always planning how I'm gonna treat you back. Like, if you respect me, I'm gonna respect you. But if I see some slick shit that you're doing, I'm gonna catch that. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna move accordingly to that.
Right. And that's why we gotta raise our kids way. And like you were saying that No Father No Problem, they were talking about how raising your kids to treat everybody the same. That's a way that I'm also raising my kids.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, I was in a burp, but it's like, bro, me, like the same thing when they mentioned, like, when your kid says, oh, they're this color, they're that color, like my daughter también, like recently she's like, oh, they're brown, but she calls black people brown,
Oh, okay.
And then I'm like, oh, okay, Mijita, yeah, well, yeah, they are brown, like, I don't want to be like, they're actually black, like, yeah, because in reality they are brown. A lot of them are brown, but
just dark brown.
It's already been like labeled as black, but anyways, but I tell her, because she's asked me like, why are they darker than us, and I'll be like, Mijita, there's people that have, lighter skin and they're called white, and then there's people that have darker skin and they're called black. Us Latinos, they say we're brown, because our skin is it's a little more brown, and then she's like, oh, and then she's like, and then she'll say stuff like, why is their eyes different? Because we were watching a movie and it was like an Asian movie, and their eyes were, different. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, because they're, I think the movie was Chinese. I'm like, oh, they're Chinese. And in Asia, people have their eyes like that. They look a little different. You gotta say this in a way, bro, where your kids can understand it and see it as something cool, I guess. And it does, as adults, it don't sound cool. This shit's not gonna sound cool, man. I'm gonna give you motherfuckers a warning. I'm about to sound like a real dad right now, bro. But it's like,
all right, Mr. Smiley.
But it's like, I tell my daughter, like, I'm like, man, like, yeah, like, how boring would it be if we all looked the same? I'm like, how boring would it be if we all had the same color, if we all had the same eyes, and we all had the same type of hair? I'm like, man, that would be so boring. I'm like, so it's cool that there's people that are light skinned, that there's people that are darker skinned, there's people that have curly hair, straight hair. Some people have different eyes. I'm like, that makes things fun. That makes things interesting. You know, like the world would be so boring if we all look the same.
Yeah.
I'm like, so just know that. And I'm like, and just know that we're all the same inside. We're all the same. I'm like, so just make sure that you treat everybody the same. Like, and I was like, and if you ever have any questions about anything that you just asked me, just, if you don't feel comfortable asking other people, just ask me and I'll explain to you and I'll let you know, what's okay to say in public and what's okay for us to talk at home.
Yeah.
And then, things like that, bro, to kind of let her, help her out on guiding her through this world, bro, because in a way, like that's what parents are for, to guide their kids way. So it's one of those things, bro, where it's like, you gotta put it in a cool way, bro, for your kids to like diversity, to think diversity is cool way, because that's the reason why, like they say, racism is not, you're not born racist, it's taught. That's because there's people that were like, yeah, they're this and that because they're this, and they look like that because of this, or they're this and that. Just stay away from them because they're this, and that's how kids like. Why wouldn't they trust their dad or their mom? Why would as a kid? Why wouldn't you take your parents' advice on staying away from those people? That's your parents. They're looking out for your best interest according to you. So,
and they're putting their experiences in their message way, and that's the wrong way. Like you said, guiding. That's our job, bro. We're supposed to guide our kids to as far as where they take off, and then they can make their own decisions of who they like and what they like and what food they like to eat. That's their choice. You know what I mean? But as parents guiding our kids, we're just guiding them in a good way, right? In a good way, neutral. And then people are gonna like whatever music they like, whatever type of people they like to hang out with, without saying, back in the days, our tios and people, they have no, they don't know what they're.
They had no filter, bro.
They had no filter. Like, no, this roban carros, no, esto, and you're like, what? Well, like, I remember when we were coming to Minneapolis, I was scared coming over here, bro, because I hear so many stories, they're just like, they're not knowing the damage that they're putting, like, stereotypes. They're putting their stereotypes and their racism in you now, and now you move cautiously. Not that we moved around racistly. I think I just made that word, but it's not like that, right? But they do put that idea in you, way. So that's what we're trying to avoid the next generation's way.
Right.
And I hope motherfuckers appreciate that shit, bro. You know what I mean? There's, just know that we are allies, way. I'll tell people straight up, I ain't gonna be the ally that lets motherfuckers talk shit about Latinos and then still be all ally-ish, you know what I mean? There's allies that can break off and not be allies anymore.
Break,
you know what I mean?
Take a break from being an ally. But at the end of the day, we're never preaching any hate. You know what I mean? So it's our responsibility to raise our kids, with a good heart, bro. Like it's pretty fucked up when you see adults just mad at the world, mad at certain groups of people, bro. And it's like it's no way to live, bro.
No, that's facts.
So it's like. So that's kind of what I was dealing with this week, man. And it's race is a major issue, and it's like, as Latinos, bro, we gotta do our part, way, and we gotta make sure we raise our kids to get along with everybody, but to never suffer from any type of guilt. You know what I mean? Like, because what, this thing that they're calling, this thing that they call white guilt, and that's a true thing, that's a real thing.
What is white guilt?
White guilt is like. You can look up the real definition, but it's like white people just feel guilty for everything black people, and mostly black people, have gone through, way. So they treat them, they give them special treatment, way. So as Latinos, we shouldn't be suffering we shouldn't be having guilt for other people because we have our own struggles of our own. You know what I mean?
Facts, way. White guilt in the Wikipedia. Want to read that? Because I'm not last time you motherfuckers was clowning on a player.
Let's see. All right. So white guilt, redirects here. Okay. White guilt refers to a belief that white people bear a collective responsibility for the harm which has resulted from historical or current racist treatment of people belonging to other racial groups. As for example, in the context, the Atlantic slave trade, the European colonialism, colonists.
I'm gonna laugh like the fool's gone wild.
And the genocide of indigenous people. Damn, that is pretty fucked up. You know, all this shit right here is big shit that the motherfuckers have done.
Yeah.
In certain regions of the Western world, it can be called white settler guilt.
Colonizers.
White colonial guilt. All right, so
right,
that's what it is. Basically,
some white
for the three major things that they did.
Yeah.
The slavery, you know, taking the land from the native people, which right there, it's basically those three things, but it deals with the native people in America and Canada and all Latino America and Mexico, you know, so it's you know, it's one of those things that I don't think people should be walking around feeling sorry for people, you know, that thing happened, like you had no part in that. Yeah. But just, you know.
But the in the parts that I be around, way, you know, the white Caucasians, they say it in a way to still kind of piss you off, way. You know what I mean? Like, what? Why the fuck they mad at me? I didn't own any fucking slaves. You know what I mean? It's like, do you really gotta say it like that way? You know what I mean?
I didn't have no black people picking cotton for me. Like, you know, bro, easy there, bro.
Yeah, bro. It's just like I respect, like, bro. Why would I feel guilty? Like, that was so long ago, bro. Me and my parents and grandparents, we had nothing to do with that. You know what I mean? I'd be like, cool. Obviously, we can't tell people how to talk, way. But it's like when you say shit like the people around me at the work and even here around where I live with, it's like, man, I didn't own any fucking slaves, man. I ain't gonna, you know, boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, all right, bro, like, relax, bro. It's not that serious, bro.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's such a real thing, bro, that in Florida they're trying to pass a bill that you know, it helps white people not have to feel any white guilt anymore. Way.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, it's a tricky thing. You know, I haven't really looked too much into that, so we're gonna leave that alone. But yeah, man. But going from that, bro, talking about, you know, being parents, bro. You know, there's something that I did go through this week, way, that it's also another new thing to me, way. You know, my daughter comes home, way, she tells me that a kid called her a name in school, bro. You know, so it's like, and I'm like, what did he call you? And then she's like, oh, he said this. And I'm like, and obviously as a parent, bro, anybody calls your kid anything, bro, you're mad, right? Like,
what do you feel though, bro? As soon as that was said, bro, like, can you remember, like, what do you feel? Yeah, mad, but like.
I feel mad, but at the same time, I'm mad that she had to go through that, you know. But it's like I'm not like an extreme person where I'm like, I want to beat this little kid's ass, you know. I'm not that extreme, bro. I'm just mad at the fact, like, man, that's fucked up that this little kid would say some shit like that.
Was it a little kid, a girl, or little?
It was a boy. It was a boy, but it was because. So my daughter, she on the bus ride home, she rides a bus where it's mixed with kindergarten all the way up to I believe it's like 4th, 5th grade. So it's like there's all variety of ages in there, you know. So and it's an older kid that said this to her, you know. He just called her a name, not a bad word, but he just like made fun of her, like her appearance, you know. Yeah. And then she's like, oh, he said this about me, and I'm like, and then how I was like, and how does he look, you know, like, and because I was like, I want to be like, fat boy. And she would have been like, you know, he's this and that. Like, man, we'll say something about that, you know. But
he has freckles.
so I was like, how does this kid look, or and this and that. I mean, after I found out the whole story, you know, and I'm like, so how does this kid look? And then she's like, oh, this and that. I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, I was like so close to be like, well, next time someone says something like this to you, you know, come back at them like this. Like, look at their shoes, look at their hair, look at their teeth, look at, you know, if you can, you know, in my head, this is all in my head. I'm thinking like, I can tell her how to, look for something on like a weak point on this person and just make fun of them for that. Like, man, look at your teeth; they're all crooked. Why are you talking? Or something like that.
Yo, mama, a hoe.
Yo, I think that would be the best one.
Imagine like if you were. Like, again, we were talking earlier about a young parent, right? Like we knew we were in high school and some of the homies were having kids, right? So imagine if that's ever been like something that's like, Daddy, they're making fun of, man, just call his mom a hoe and tell her you could do this. You're like, what? But you as an adult, you caught yourself like right as you were going to say it. Yeah. You're like, fuck. Wait.
So yeah, I caught myself. I'm trying to think like, I was about to coach her in a way to defend herself. Like, like they say, clap back, when you start roasting each other.
But you should, but it shouldn't come from you.
Like, that would be depending on her, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, I'm not going to be the one to encourage this.
Yeah.
Because at the moment, as I was thinking, I was like, nah, this ain't right. I can't, I'm not going to help you to become a person that's going to start name calling and start thinking this way.
You don't know what you could trigger, bro. Pretty soon she'll be roasting the whole bus. Man, look at your crooked. As she's walking down to the back of the bus, everybody gets roasted.
Like that. Nah, I'm not gonna
created a monster, dude.
So it's like I had to stop myself, man, and I, because I was thinking like, the in the long run, this is obviously not good for a kid to do. So then I was like, man, when people say like that, something like that to you, just, ignore them, just ignore them. And if they keep saying something to you, just, I said a few little things that she could say that, will basically let someone know, like, I don't care what you think about me. You ain't nobody, stop talking to me. Nobody wants to talk to you. Mm-hmm. Things like that. But it's like, it's one of those things that as a parent, you're conflicted, bro. Like, you got to really think about the future. You got to think about what you can really create by teaching your kid to do something, so
you're injecting certain types of emotions possibly that can create something that you don't know where it's going to go in. You know what I mean? Like when you could be creating these feelings, bro, and you kind of want people to kind of, again, naturally become who they're going to be, right? Like especially without a negative influence from their parents, because that's kind of giving you the ultimate permission to be like, yo, this is, my dad said this is cool, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. So that's always tough, bro, because, that's things that kids are going to go through. And at the same time, I want my daughter to go through certain things that kids are going to have to go through it. Like kids are always, you're going to be called a name. You're going to deal with certain kids that are bullies. Mm-hmm. Obviously, if it ever gets to a certain point, like that's when I got to show up and be like, yo, where's your parents at, boy? Where's your daddy at, boy?
Where's your daddy? Watching me a big ass motherfucker. Yo. I know my daughter, man. She's just being too sensitive.
Nah, bro. Fuck that, bro. But it's like, that's, obviously if something was serious, then you gotta escalate that. But yeah, man, we just gotta be careful how we raise our kids, because at the same time, we're not gonna stoop down to any level just because other people are doing something. I'm not gonna start raising my daughter in a negative way that is not the way I want to raise her, man. So we just got to be safe and smart out here, bro, and think about the long run, bro, because I think kids, the childhood is a dope thing, bro. When kids are just got to be kids and have fun and enjoy themselves, bro. Ain't no time to be already thinking about roasting each other like that,
because it goes from names then to actually fighting way. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So you want to give the best advice to be like
to protect
her and for her, to be able to protect herself, to be like, yo, this ain't right. This is not what my dad told me to do. And just like you said, you gave her some advice on how to avoid shit like that. And you'd be like, yo, you know what? I don't like those comments or whatever. Can you just please leave me alone and move on, right? So I think that's dope, boy. I think that's dope.
Yeah. And we're gonna learn as we go, man. We're gonna learn as we go, and that's I guess as we feel that we're doing the right thing, and then that's all that matters too, and the safety thing too, bro. Because there's times that if someone says this to you, say this to them, and then watch what the other kid comes up and does now, like pushes them, like, oh, what you say, boom, and now your kid now it's not name calling, now it's your kid got pushed down or your kid got punched,
and all that stuff. And
your kid's gonna get mad at you, man. You told me to do this, and now look at me. but one thing that I wanted to say, but it kind of lost my mind earlier, is that keeping it so cool and chill of your attitude with your daughter way, just being cool period way, like her seeing your reaction way and you not losing it is gonna make her feel comfortable to come and tell you next time something else happens, right? And the advice you give, she's gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna take that now because it worked last time, and boom boom. But imagine if you were a hothead, man, fuck that little motherfucker, man, I'm gonna go to that school tomorrow, and boom boom boom. Talk to his parents. And it's like, whoa. Like, next time I'm not going to tell this man, dude. Like, look what everything he did. Like, no.
Now I'm embarrassed.
Yeah.
Like, now they're going around saying I'm a tattletale and shit. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
To a certain extent, you got to just handle it at home
Yeah.
and teach your kids the best way to go about things. But because if you overreact on everything and escalate things that shouldn't have been escalated, you can probably push your kid to not want to tell you stuff no more because they're like, my dad, he overreacts, man. And now, the schools, the kids are saying this about me and now this and that. It's like, don't waste those opportunities. You know what I mean? Like, you get so many opportunities. Don't waste them on just like dumb little things. Like once something real comes up, that's when you use them. Like, you know what I mean? Thanks for telling me. We actually gotta call your teacher and sit down with these kids' parents and make sure and deal with this because this is serious,
Yeah.
But all that, man. But
that's dope, man. That's dope that it's not dope that you're going through that, but it's dope the way that you're handling it because it's inevitable way. Like, kids are going to go through this period way, but it's the way that you handle them that can set a good example for your kid with it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you got to go through certain things in life with, because I think we've all dealt with as adults, where you see certain people that can't even handle a little bit of confrontation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you got to learn that from being a kid. Ever since you're a kid, you got to deal with confrontation. And as you get older, you're dealing with more confrontation, even if it's not in a violent way, but you're having a debate with someone, you're having a discussion with someone. Some people can't even handle that. So it's like, I don't want my kids to ever feel like too scared to even
sheltered, man.
Yeah, too sheltered or too scared to give their point of view or share what their thoughts and all that. So it's all part of all that, man. So that's some of the things I've been going through, bro. Just fatherhood, bro.
Fatherhood. That's the only hood you banging these days.
The only hood I represent, bro.
Yo, but before we check out real quick, bro, I know this week you were gonna buy an NFT way, and I know we're running on time, bro, but let's just kind of talk about it on the quick version. If you can share with the people,
So, bro, it's one of my goals that I set, bro. In 2021, I set certain goals to get into cryptocurrency, and I did. And in 2022, one of my goals is to get into NFTs, right? Yeah. So I saw the perfect opportunity way. Nas, everyone knows who Nas is, a legendary rapper.
Yeah.
He put out two of his songs as NFTs, and he did drops. So one song I was like, I don't really rock with it. It's still NFT, but I'm like, I'd rather invest into something that I actually like. I actually like that song. It'd be dope. So, man, like, I had to like do my homework, bro, because it's not like you can just like buy it with like your credit card sometimes, bro. It's like you have to create a crypto, like a digital wallet and shit, right? And what's dope about this website, now I'll tell the people the website. It's called Royal.io. And it's basically a website where artists are going to start selling shares of their songs. So instead of them selling their masters to record labels now, they're basically going to sell their shares to their fans now. So I thought that was very dope. I'm like, man, I could be part of history. I could own a share of a song from a legend. So I definitely was trying to get into this. And so I opened up an account way, and on that website they give you the steps. Like, you got to create a digital wallet, and then you can only buy the NFTs with Ethereum, crypto. So then I'm like, dope, I got Ethereum, so then you got to make the transfers and all that, bro. And that's one of the things that I'm I've talked to you about it a little bit, bro. It's like, I'm not the best at. I can't tell someone how to do this, bro. But if you just follow the steps, sometimes you just end up having everything, bro. Like I got everything now, bro. Like
just click a bunch of buttons. Like you go through the process, like nope, that wasn't the right place, you know. And then you somehow you figured it out.
No, like because it tells you, bro. Like this website gives you the steps, bro. Like,
actual steps.
It gives you actual steps. Like,
okay.
Like yeah, I'm not making no mistakes, bro.
Okay.
So it's like, but I already had like I've shared before. I have my cryptocurrency on Coinbase, and then I opened up. It's called MetaMask. That's my digital wallet. You know, so you gotta link.
Right.
You gotta. I had to link my Coinbase with MetaMask, and then I also had to link my MetaMask with Royal IO. So now I can make purchases with my cryptocurrency and be able to hold my coin or my token. I can hold it because the NFT is like a token. You can hold that token in your MetaMask wallet. You know what I mean? So it's complicated stuff. Like I said, I can kind of explain it, but it was just crazy to me, bro. I'm just following steps. Like copy your code here, and it'll link these wallets together. And I'm like, oh, dope. Boom, I did it. Now everything's linked. Long story short, man, the drop was happening, bro.
Nas drop.
And I'm like super excited, bro. I'm like, it's like the drop was gonna be at 8 p.m. Central Time, bro. So then it was on the website, and it was like at 8 p.m. right. So I'm like refreshing the screen, and there's a timer on there with the minutes and seconds. And as soon as it was like 7:59 with some seconds, bro, I refreshed, bro, and it was like, boom, dropping the tokens or whatever, dropping the NFT. Excuse me, bro. Literally, bro. As soon as it dropped, it changes the thing to purchase, you know, because at first it was like waiting, whatever, and then boom, I hit purchase. I hit, you know, like to buy, and it took me to this other screen, bro, and it said, You're now waiting in line to buy. If there's space, you will be sent to the next screen, bro. Bro, I am not even lying. Wait, less than 5 seconds, this whole thing was sold out. Wait, like
how many shares was there?
So there's tiers to this, bro. There's the first tier that I was gonna buy, right? It was $100 share, right? You have streaming royalties, right? So you get royalties off of the streaming off of that one song. Well, the next tier is like you can get streaming royalties, but you also get access to merchandise. So I'm like, okay, if you own like a store, like a urban store, like, you know, that'll definitely work for you because you can get authentic Nas merch and sell it at your store. Obviously that's a smart deal, right? Me, that I had no benefit in that, you know, like I don't have no store like that. So I'm like, I'm starting, bro. So I'm like, I'm gonna start in the first tier, and then there's a third tier which like you get access to royalties, streaming royalties, merch, and then like you get access to like you get VIP tickets to a Nas concert, and then you get access to like his producer, like that's for people that are like really trying to get in the game like that, right? So I'm like, dope. So there was 700 shares of the one I wanted, right? It was 700 $100 shares. There was 400 $500 shares, and then there was, I believe, 10 $10,000 shares, because the third tier is $10,000. So the first tier is $100, second tier was 500, and the third tier was 10 stacks, bro. So that sold out. Like I said, it was under 5 seconds that I hit buy or I hit purchase, and it takes you to this waiting screen. And by the time it told me this tier is sold out and, you know, is no longer available, I jumped out and I saw the $500 tier, and I looked at my girl and I was like, should I do it? And she's like, so I ain't gonna stop you, but, you know, just think about it. And I'm like, and I thought about it. I'm like, nah, 500 is way too much to get into my first NFT, bro. So then I was like, nah, fuck it, bro. And then like I refreshed the screen and then everything was gone. So I would say like within under, let's just say under a minute, bro, everything was completely sold out. Way. So I did the math. Way this motherfucker made like $300K off of this selling his
Wow.
shares to a song way. And the crazy thing about it is that he owns half of the shares. He only sold half of the rights to that song way. So he still owns the other half. And another thing is he already got all the streaming royalties off of the first wave of the song being played, which is the most important wave. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
After the song's been out for a few months now.